Hi, welcome to the Colleen Miklas team. The first video today that we're going to review is the Consumer Guide to Agency Relationships. Consumer Guide to Agency Relationships states this. It is our company policy on agency. It's real simple, 4 words. It's our company policy on agency. It is required by the state law in Ohio that you get this signed and dated and printed, their name as well on the bottom, from your clients, whether they be buyers or sellers. So it's a 2-page form. If you want to have that up in front of you right now, I'll give you a moment if you don't. Again, we're reviewing the Consumer Guide to Agency Relationships. First is going to welcome them to Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan, which is our brokerage. And it talks about representing sellers, representing buyers, and practicing dual agency. Dual agency is where you have the agent represent the buyer and seller. On the Colleen Miklas team, I personally do not like to practice dual agency because your loyalty is to your client. And so in the event that you have a sign call, it's your listing and you have a sign call, you can ask someone on the team, including myself as well, to handle the buyer and write the offer up. Or if you're a solo agent, or if you tend to go out on your own someday, you could have someone from the brokerage represent that other party. You have a fiduciary responsibility to your buyers and sellers on anything dealing with private matters with regards to their situation, their finances, and whatnot. So we want to make sure that we represent our party to the fullest and best extent. It also explains that when we are working with co-brokes or other brokerages, it states on page 2, that you are going to be paid by the listing brokerage in order to get paid, basically. So if you have the buyer, whose ever house they're buying, that seller, whether it be listed by Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan, could be us, could be Howard Hanna, Remax, Berkshire Hathaway, that agency is going to pay Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan because you represent the buyer, okay? It also states our admin fee at the top of page 2 on the second last line of that paragraph, that our commission is $550 through an escrow. I don't really like to say commission, it's administrative fee. Our office is $249, but the Colleen Miklas team charges $550. So our administrative fee is $550. They will pay that through escrow at time of close. So it is imperative to remind them that you are getting paid by the co-broke, whoever represents the seller's company. And then of course we're going to practice fair housing laws on the bottom of page 2. That we cannot be discriminatory against any protective class, such as race, color, religion, sex, familial status, so on and so forth. We have to be careful when we write our listing agreements. Basically be careful, like, oh, is this a 55-year-old community? I don't want kids to live in my house. I don't want someone divorced to live in my house. This area is not a good area to live in because there's a lot of X. This area is filled with this demographic. You can't say those things. If people would like to know school report cards, I was gonna say credit cards, report cards, or if they would like to know the crime rate, you can also just gear them towards those websites. And then at the bottom, you have them signed and dated, okay? It specifically states that Ohio law requires we ask you to sign below to acknowledge receipt of this form. Your signatures will not obligate you to work with our company. This is not a contract, okay? This is just our company policy on agency. 4 words. Say it out loud with me. Come on. Company policy on agency, okay? Make sure you go over the $550 admin. Make sure that you know that we're getting paid through the co-broke, or it might be like I said, the house is listed with Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. This is not a contract. If they refuse to sign, I've never had anyone not refuse to sign. It's all about the presentation. But if by chance they refuse to sign, you can just go in and put refuse to sign and put their name. All right. If they are in person, make sure it's dated. If you've sent it through them through .loop, make sure that if it's one person or 2 people, they're both signing it. And obviously when they sign a .loop, you'll get an automatic day and time. Okay? So you've done your buyer's consult. Now the next form is the consumer guide. And then next we're going to talk about the buyer's loyalty agreement. Please, of course, let me know if you have any questions.